Get into the, wait, you are young. How old are you, sweetheart?
I'm 24.
20. Okay, you old enough. Young, you want me to call you Young?
You can call me YND.
YND is your name?
Yes, ma'am. I'm a content creator, so I go by YND.
Okay, YND, you're 24. Where you calling me from, babe?
Cincinnati, Ohio.
Cincinnati, Ohio. How old are you?
24 years old.
24. What do you do for a living?
I'm a technical recruiter, but the main things I really do is content creation. So I'm a dating coach on YouTube.
Okay, so you're a dating coach. So are you here to find somebody? Because I'm not here to help you promote.
Yes, ma'am. I'm here to find somebody. It's not for promotion.
So if you're a dating coach, I would assume you would already have people, no?
It's easy to find. Yeah, it's easy to find women. Very easy to find women. It's just the type of woman I'm looking for. That's where it's kind of difficult with the lifestyle of being a content creator and filming and stuff like that.
So what do you do as a dating coach then?
What do you mean?
Exactly what I asked. What do you do as a dating coach?
I'm teaching guys how to date,
Oh, you're
but
teaching men. You're teaching the men.
yeah,
Okay, I'm
yeah,
trying to
yeah.
get
So
my.
I'm kind of like I done took over kind of like you know, the red pill type of stuff. I'm not red pill, but I done kind of took over like the dating scene basically. So I'm teaching guys how to date successfully because it's easy for me in a lot of regards. But when it comes to like finding a specific type of woman that I'm looking for, when it comes to because right now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to build with somebody when it comes to content creation. So I'm kind of looking for somebody that's on the same page as me, like into content, filming, and that's what gets real difficult because a lot of women they just don't understand that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying?
So I want to be clear. You're not here for promotion. You're here to truly find a somebody.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So YND 24, Cincinnati, Ohio. What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Leo.
Leo. Do you have any kids?
No,
No kids. And I'm assuming you've never been married, right?
no, I've been married.
Oh, you have been married. When did you get divorced?
2023, so a year ago and some
How,
change.
how long were you? How long was you married for?
It was about 3 years, so I like to say 2.5 to 3 years running.
So you got married at what, 21?
No, I was 20.
Okay. You have no kids, correct?
No kids.
So why'd you get married so early?
Uh, I just thought it was right, at the time. You just do what you think is right.
So why'd you get divorced?
Didn't see eye to eye on some things. I like to do things my way, and she didn't. Her family was like overly involved, and I had some family members that was trying to be overly involved as well. So, you know, it just I can't be controlled. So I was like, I don't like ultimatums and things like that. So I said, yeah, we done with this.
Okay. You got some paid questions, child. Dehande said you still got Similac on your lips. How the hell you gonna teach someone how to date?
Is he? That's a real question.
That's a real question.
Oh man, look, whoever that is, tell your girl to hit me up, and I'll show you.
Tell his girl to hit you up.
Yeah, whatever girl he crushing on, he could tell her to hit me up, and I'll show him how I can teach him how to date.
Okay. So whatever girl you want, he said, send her his way,
Yeah,
and he will tell
and
you how.
I'll show him how it's done.
Okay. All right. Well, let me get more into your business. YND 24, Cincinnati, Ohio, is a Leo, no kids, was once married, is an online creator and a dating coach. What kind of woman are you looking for?
Whew, it's a long list. I'll say just to start, keep it simple. I'll say submissive and cooperative. That's like the big thing.
So you're not finding that along your dating journey.
I find it in different aspects, but not exactly what I'm looking for with what my lifestyle brings, which is different than a lot of people, right, doing this like content stuff and filming. So yeah.
Because you want her to be submissive, cooperative, and also a business partner. Like you want your relationship to be like you want an internet relationship, basically.
Somewhat, yeah, somewhat. And at the very least, I'm open to different, what I'm saying, versions, but I'll say this. She at least got to be okay with what I do. So what I found basically was before I was a dating coach, dating was easy. once I became one, and then I'm telling women that, and they see what I do, and then on my channel, like I bring girls on there. That's where the problem comes in. A lot of women have a hard time separating the business aspect of what I do from real life. You get what I'm saying? So that's like the main problem.
I want to jump in because some people are saying I never claim to be a dating coach. So just FYI, I don't claim to be a dating coach. I don't claim to be a dating expert or relationship expert. I have said this 10,000 times on my show. I'm a journalist that created a dating show to allow people. Now, I've been doing my show for almost 5 years. So after talking to more than 10,000 people for 5 years, you can share data and information. I do that at times, but I don't claim to be a dating coach for those that are trying to say that's what I do. No, I give single people an opportunity to come on my platform to expose themselves to the World Wide Web of the people that follow me and a chance for them to meet a somebody. Will I give feedback at times? Absolutely. Because like I just said, you hear so much in the 5 years of hosting this show. So let's be clear. Now back to you. Okay, I just wanted to add that in there. All right. So what are your deal breakers?
Uncooperation. If you crazy, too many mental health issues.
What are some? Give me some examples of crazy girls you've run into.
Yeah, so like for me, like after I lay it down, a lot of times, like not a lot of times, but sometimes, like some of the girls, like they done popped up at my house, like unexpected. That's like crazy. Calling my mama, calling family members and stuff. That's you know what I'm saying. Like that stuff. Nah, that's crazy. Can't be like that.
I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of my cousins, that's my followers, they think that you're clout chasing and just trying to promote.
I believe everybody's entitled to their opinion, and I can see why they would think that.
But that's not the truth.
No, it's not.
Okay. Should the girl look a certain way?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Um, I'm big on. I like thick women. Like the last woman that was on here, I
Yes.
like how she looked, but it ain't got to be just like that. I'm kind of open. My predominant preference, I would say, is black women for sure.
Okay.
Um, I'm about 6 feet, so it kind of don't matter most of the time, like the women's height. Uh, I do prefer natural looks though, like natural hair and stuff. That's really the main thing. Straight teeth, you got straight teeth. I love fingernails, like getting your nails done like the right way. You know what I'm saying? So I like that. That's like the main stuff.
So real quick, I'm just curious. What do you teach the men? Can you say you teach men how to date? So what are the issues that you're finding that men have when it comes to dating?
Um, a lot of guys, I mean, they just a lot of guys is just down bad. I mean, they have a hard time dealing with women's like flakiness. So a lot of women like they cancel on dates. A lot of women just use guys for attention and free dates. If they do go, then they
Wait,
don't.
oh, they're telling me you're recording. Are you recording?
No, no.
Okay. All right, continue.
Yeah, and then a lot of women. I mean, a lot of women just have a lot of options compared to most men. Not me, but a lot of men. So then it's like the women usually have a hard time, like, this it's this new guy popping up every day. It's a new guy, you know what I'm saying, through dating apps, through social media. So that's usually the problem that a lot of guys are dealing with. It's like they can't get a girl to be consistent with them. That's usually like the biggest issue.
Someone made a good point. Do you want the girl that you're trying to date to call you YND?
Nah,
Then
nah.
then you should be giving me the name that you want the girl to date you by. Like, because you're looking for a relationship, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So wouldn't it be, shouldn't she call you by your name?
Yeah, I mean, my name is D. Like, yeah, that's my name, D.
Okay, so I'll call you D. Um, okay, so one thing I was just curious to know how it works. So you're saying men are having a hard time with women being flaky.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I just want to know a lesson. How do you teach them what is your method of fixing that for these guys?
A lot of guys, so it's two things. A lot of guys, the women are flaky because they're not direct and concise with what they want from the girl, like what they're actually looking for. So that's number one. I try to teach guys to be more direct and concise with their plans and what they're actually looking for with that woman. And then the other thing is just playing a numbers game more. Like a lot of guys are lazy, you know what I'm saying? So they just want to approach like 5 girls And then when one flake, they want to kind of complain about it. You know what I'm saying? When really you got to, no matter who you are, you got to talk to a lot more women than that. You know what I'm saying? To really get something set. So teaching guys to play the numbers game, getting over their fear of rejection, just going out here shooting their shot a lot, just teaching them how to build confidence, stuff like that. And then the other side is being more concise with your words. Like I'm big on having a good mouthpiece and stuff like this, articulation and things.
Okay, got you. All right. So the last question I have for you was, should she look a certain way? Should she make a certain amount of money?
Nah, she just gotta have something going on. I don't, a lot of guys they'll be like, I don't care what women is doing. I do. You gotta have something going on. You know what I'm saying in your life. Like you gotta have some sort of education or working some sort of job, some sort of goals. I don't really care how much you actually making because I already make enough as is, and we can grow and build from that. But you got to be doing something. That's a red flag. You ain't got nothing going on.
Okay. Could she have kids?
For a relationship?
That's what you're looking for, right?
Okay, I'll just make it sure because I can dibble and dabble, but nah, no kids, no kids.
So are you saying that you would date a girl that has kids, but you wouldn't make her, you want to grow into a relationship?
Yeah.
Okay. So what are you looking for? Are you looking to date or are you looking for a relationship?
No, I'm here because I'm looking for. I already date. I got a date after this. I'm looking for a relationship. That's why
You're going on a date after you're done talking to me?
Yeah.
So you're trying to recruit more women to date.
Yeah, because like I told you, the biggest problem that I get now that I'm a content creator and I've been doing this for a year, the biggest problem is when I tell women this and they see it, so they start playing games, like they try to like outmaneuver me or something because I'm a dating coach, or they feel weird because some of my content I bring women on there and they have a hard time separating, you see what I'm saying, like the business from what's real. Like they think I actually want those girls because of that, or they just think too deep about everything. That's what I'm saying.
So
Instead
the
of just
girl you're going
focusing
on
on
a
me.
date with, this gonna be the first date, or have y'all been on a date before?
This is the first date.
This is the first date. So you're preparing. So you want to find another girl just in case she decides she can't handle you.
Yeah, you gotta play the numbers game. Well, I'll be boo-boo the fool if I just went out with one
Do
girl
you
at a
think
time.
women should date like this?
Absolutely.
Okay, fair enough. All right, let's do the Kendra cam.
What that is, I'm sorry.
That's when you stand up and we see your full body.
Okay.
They're telling me that you're streaming. You said you're not streaming right now?
I'm not streaming nothing. Kendra, this is my first time ever being here.
Okay, all right. Okay, I gotta take. They're telling me you're streaming, but I'm gonna take your word.
I'm
All right.
not streaming.
So D24, what's the age range you want to date?
I'll say 18 to 35.
Well, you gotta say 21 is the youngest you could be on my show and say.
Okay, I got you. 21 to 35.
21 to 35. All right. When was your last relationship?
The marriage, so 2023, June.
Okay. You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
What's today? Saturday. Thursday.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
So did you spend the whole day with her, or you just had sex with her?
The latter.
So, and if she's not the girl you're going on a date with tonight.
Nah, the girl I'm going on a date with tonight is the first day. I just met her.
So what's wrong with the girl you had sex with on Thanksgiving?
Nothing wrong with her. She just got to go through the vetting process. I mean, it's just the beginning. That was the first time.
Ooh, child, you're the dating coach. So this is how you're telling men how to date.
Yeah, you got to play the numbers game. I would tell women the same thing.
I would just ask this: how are you ever gonna be focused, give a person enough time to see if they're worth your attention? Because I feel like with this type of dating, if you always feel like right now you have a date after the show, you haven't gone on this date yet, but you're already preparing yourself to meet somebody after her. So it's like, to me, it seems like you're gonna forever, if one girl does something that you don't like, you're just gonna move on to the next. And I think long-term relationships that I have talked to, they stick around and they go through shit together. It's not always sweet. All the people that you see married in long-term relationships is them sticking around when the going gets tough. And to me, it seems like for you, you're not trying to stick around with anything. Like, you was with a girl on Thursday, You got a new date 2 days later, and now you're on the worldwide dating show looking for more women to put in queue. So I don't think if somebody wants something serious, you would be the guy to date because you're already proven that you're going to keep it moving before you even meet her.
No, I disagree. I just got a different vetting process than most of the population.
But
You
you're
know,
not, and that's fair, but you're not even giving, like, you're not even giving a woman a week of your attention, right? You're not giving, which is short in itself. But if you're not willing to give one woman a certain amount of time of your undivided attention, and you're just, I can see if you didn't like this person, and that's one thing, right? But to me, your pattern shows that as soon as a woman does something that you don't like, you're just gonna move on to another woman.
yeah,
So if a
absolutely.
woman wanted something, I think my observation, if a woman wants to date and just nothing serious, you're the guy for her. Date, have a good time. I think you're attractive. But if she wants something serious, you're not the guy.
No, I disagree. I disagree. I'm both guys, and I can tell you why. So one, the one. So for me, this is how I move. I'll just tell you straight up. Women have to earn the right for me to even care about being like, compassionate outside of normal human decency. So I'll treat anybody with respect, right? But for you to get to a place to where you can do something to me that's actually messing up my life or my livelihood, and it's a riff or like a bump in the road, and then I'm like, okay, we're gonna work through this. That ain't coming in the first 2-3 months. The first 3 months, that's a probationary period, just like a job. I run my stuff just like I do with my job with recruiting and sales. First 90 days, if there's any issues in that, you're gone. I only deal with girls. It got to be 100% cooperation from the jump. If it ain't that, then you gone.
Well, you date like you're the prize.
That's like a abstract concept. People can argue
Because
we
let me
both
say this
surprised.
too. You also, okay, it's one thing if you're dating this way, but I don't know, you tell me if I'm wrong or not. Do you require these women to have sex with you during this non-committed relationship process?
Absolutely. Yeah, of course. They wouldn't even be around for 90 days if they don't do that.
That's stupid. This is really dumb. Any girl that does that with you is stupid. She's gonna agree to have sex with you. So that means she's basically auditioning. That's dumb. I mean, it's
I,
dumb because the whole point is this. And men say it time and time again. Whenever a woman comes on my show, and here's the deal. I have conversations with husbands, and then I have conversations with men like you. And there's no judgment. But what I've
mhm.
come to terms is husbands, they value their wives. They look at their wives as, and I'm thinking of like 5 different men who have been married. And of course, life ain't perfect. So they going through things, but they look at their wives as a piece of their life that if she left, they couldn't imagine, right? They're like, she fits a puzzle that no other woman can fit in their lives. Then there's men like you who I think you aesthetically have the attractiveness. You tall, you have the height in your favor, who date as in you got to be the woman to catch me. You got to lock me down. You just said if the girl's not your girl and she's not having sex with you, why would a girl have sex with you if she's not your girl? Like, that should be a requirement off the jump if she wants a relationship.
Well, one, I'll say this: they do it all the time, and then the second thing I'll say is that most of the dudes you probably thinking about is weak men. So I don't
No,
know
no.
no
Oh,
man that's
pause. These are very successful men that also. I'm happy you said that. They're actually very successful. A lot of them have a lot of money, and that's one of the reasons. Hold on, pause. That's one of the reasons why they don't, because they have so much to lose. See, a lot of you guys don't got shit to lose. So that's why you be around here with so many different women, because you're not worried about losing your business or losing your reputation. These are men that have way more money than you. Not trying to be funny, but you call them weak. So let me just break them down. They have way too much to lose to be sleeping with different women every single night that can come back and blow up their whole entire shop. So I mean, listen, if you're the one thing that's in your favor is you're honest. So I respect that. Any woman that signs up with you knows what she's getting into. But these are not weak men. They're actually very strong, successful men that have a lot of money in the bank.
well, I don't. And Kendra, I say this respectfully. I enjoy this dialogue, by the way. So same respect you giving me, I'm giving it to you. I don't care how much money they make. So money don't make a man, strong or weak. So it's more about the mindset. So I'm saying the fact that you saying that the way that they would talk about their women is they can't live without them, like it's some sort of Michael Bolton tune or something that they living out every day. That's not what a man would do. See, I know I could live without any woman. You see what I'm saying? So that's the problem for me. Just hearing that, I don't care how much money they make. That don't to me that little rhetoric of like you make a certain amount of money. Like I'm a six-figure earner. I've been making six figures since I was 21. That doesn't validate me or make me feel any better. That's just what I make. You see what I'm saying?
Listen, at the end of the day, I respect your viewpoint, and
Mm.
I stand by what I said earlier. Husbands, that's how they talk. Men like you who don't then I mean you was once married. I don't know what happened in your marriage. But we could go further. You said your piece.
Well,
I
I
said
think
my
that
piece.
shows that I'm willing to marry. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think.
I think the
Go
biggest
ahead.
thing that you expect a woman to have sex with you, knowing that A, you're dating other women, and knowing
Mm.
that she's not your girlfriend. To me, that's where it'd be different if you're like, I'll date a woman who's like, I'm not gonna have sex with you if you're sleeping with other women, but you're like, you won't even date that woman.
Women only do that when they don't like you. So, like you saying
That's
all of this, but in the real life world, like when you go out with a girl, women will ditch everything that they think as soon as they meet guys that they actually like. Okay, and all the women in the chat, they know it's true. They go out with guys and they'll lose all the rhetoric that they watch because when they meet a guy that they actually like, not only do they do it because they don't want him to leave, but they themselves want to do it. You know, so the one thing that I always tell guys is how much women enjoy doing the do just like men. So women do this all the time. It don't matter what you're saying. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just saying like they doing it. So I ain't got to worry about no girl not
let me
doing it.
see if we're still
And my
echoing.
okay,
Oh,
go
we
ahead.
have the echo, so I will continue with you. Yes, I don't know what's happened. You said you're not recording. Why we have the echo? Oh,
I
hello.
don't know why it's doing that. I'm not recording nothing. I don't even stream. I don't stream.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right. We have so many paid questions. I will say this. I will give you that. You're absolutely right. And women got it just like I was telling like the him. Women need to stop doing that. Stop throwing out your standards for the guy that got a big penis or a lot of money because what happens is men are not going to take you serious when you come with your standards for them because there is truth to that part. I will definitely give you that. All right, we got a lot of paid questions. I want to continue with you, but do you want the paid questions for you?
Absolutely. And I just want to say one thing on what you just said, real quick.
Yes. Yes.
I can you hear me clearly?
I can. Yes.
I totally disagree with the part that women should not do that. I think women should do that. I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. And I actually
You
think,
think, hold on, you think a woman should agree to have sex with a man knowing that he's having sex with other women?
yeah, because they having sex with other guys.
So a woman should agree to potentially get an STD or get pregnant by a man who's not her man, even though he's having sex with other women. You think a woman should agree to that?
So no, but let me add this in there real quick. Sex does not automatically, and I was just having this conversation today. Sex does not automatically equate to a pregnancy to a STI. It's not that difficult to get somebody
So
tested. It's
you're
not that.
wearing condoms every time you have sex.
Yeah, absolutely. That's part of my program. Yeah. Nah. Yeah, got to.
Well, I will say this. There's something called oxytocin. And when a lot of times, like you said earlier, this is why women have to be more careful on who they give their vagina to. Because you said earlier, you have crazy girls. And I'm assuming I don't know, you tell me if I'm wrong. Are these women you once had sex with?
Yeah.
Okay, so when a woman has sex, oxytocin is released, and it usually makes her like the man more. And sometimes the opposite happens for the guy. He's been working so hard, he's being the guy because he hasn't gotten your vagina yet. So as you get more connected, the goal that he had switches off. So now it transfers. The woman is like, oh, I really want you. I really want you because it's the oxytocin that got released during sex. And you, because you kind of already hit it, may not be as interested. So it's not in the woman's favor. No, you can look this up about oxytocin. It's not in a woman's favor if she wants a serious relationship to create a soul tie with a man that she might not be able to have a serious relationship with. Now, be clear, I'm talking about serious relationship. If a woman is just wants to have fun and that's what she wants, don't really want nothing more, then okay, that makes sense. But I don't think a woman should agree to knowingly have sex with a man that is telling her, oh yeah, I'm sleeping with other women too, and she should be okay with that.
Okay, so I disagree with the whole thing. I would call that societal programming, like that whole pair bonding, oxytocin and oxytocin, all that stuff. I don't care how many bodies a woman got. That means nothing to me. So, because you can pair bond and be connected. There's people right now that got 30, 40 bodies. They in long-term relationships. There's people that got two or three, and she can't keep a man to save her life. You see what I'm saying? So to me, there's no consistency there to say that sleeping with anybody is going to make you better or worse when it comes to pairing with somebody.
No, no,
So
no. I'm talking about when we said the woman went crazy. I'm telling you why she went crazy. That's
no,
what I'm saying.
they was just
Hold on.
crazy.
No, it's a scientific fact. You can look it up. That's why women get more emotionally connected after they have sex. You can look this up. I'm not making this up.
No, I know where you're getting it
You can
from.
just understand why some women, as you're saying, goes crazy after sex. Now, I'm assuming you don't mind if she's sleeping with other men.
Of course not.
Okay, fair enough. Let's get to some of the paid questions because there's a lot of them. There's so many. I don't know if I can read them all. I'll try. SEA said, well, no, I think it depends on the type of woman you're dealing with. I think your pool is attracting your kind. So, okay.
I've
Kendra,
talked to hundreds.
He's
I'm
recording.
not.
Go back and watch.
I'm not recording anything, Kendra. You're gonna see this. I ain't recording nothing.
Okay. Emotional Cancer said, let's hear from his ex-wife. This is a to me red pill.
Me and her, we still in contact. We saw each other not that long ago. So
Y'all still
she'll
got
have.
sex?
Yeah, we did.
Was that the woman you was with on Thanksgiving?
No.
Ooh, child. So you still sleep with your ex-wife? I don't know. You seem very transparent. How many women are you currently having sex with?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I have to sit down and think about it. I know over the last month I slept with 7 different women, new women.
In the last month?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And all these women know that you're sleeping with this amount of women.
I mean, they don't know that because they don't ask. I just give the
Well, they
information
gonna
that's
know
necessary.
now.
That's fine. I'm living in my truth.
Okay. Willis Wilson said, facts, women act brand new depending on the guy situational. I can agree with that.
Facts.
I said that to you. I can agree with that. And that is a reason why. And again, I don't claim to be a dating coach, but when you talk to people for almost 5 years, you hear men's assessment. And that's one of the things I hear the most is men get mad at women's standards because they feel like the standards only apply to certain men. So I've heard that before, and that's a point I will give you.
Well, I think guys who wait to sleep with women are weak. So I
You
would call
think
them beta males.
a guy that waits to sleep with a woman? So how fast should a guy have sex with a woman?
It's not necessarily a set timeline that I teach, but it should be what he wants. So, like, if you're trying to sleep with a girl on the first night or the second night, and she says no, she's not that type of girl. For one, that's BS. She's just doing that to you because she don't like you.
Well,
But
hold on. There are some women even that don't have sex on the first night.
yeah, because they don't like the guy. That's the only reason they do it.
That's not true. You can't say that. That's
No,
just not true.
no, I can't say it. It's true.
There's
But
women that are married to men who they did not have sex with on the first night.
yeah,
Like,
and hold on, Rick, I got you. And she leads the relationship. So I'm gonna tell you why. If he wanted to do it, that's an instruction or like a leadership. He was trying to lead it to the bedroom. She told him no. So once he did sleep with her, you can sleep with women like that. But what you're doing is you're submitting to women. So the whole relationship is already set on the foundation that you followed her lead. She told you when you was gonna get it. You did everything to get her. It's supposed to be the other way around. If you're the leader, she's supposed to be doing stuff to get you. So when you say it's time to go into the bedroom. That's when it's time to do it. If she doesn't do it, she's uncooperative. She's not submitting, which is fine. That's her right. But you need to walk away. That's what I tell guys all the time. And so what they don't realize is when you get resistance in the beginning from a woman, like in the beginning, you're trying to sleep with her the first night, second night, especially knowing that all women, they done slept with some guy fast. I don't care what they say. The fact that she's doing that, she's setting the relationship up on her terms. You slept with her on her terms. That's a no-no. That's why she's never going to cooperate 100%. So you can get married to her, but she the one that's got the pants on in relationship. So I'm not trying to deal with that.
okay, let me jump in. So I want to say this. I'm not a married woman. So the things I'm about to talk about are from successful marriages that are very close friends and things that I have learned from marriages. I really feel sad for this current generation because you guys really have no clue about marriage. Everything you just said is about leading. I pray for you in life that no hardship ever happens to you because you're speaking like you're 24 years old. God forbid you get with a woman and yeah, you're up, God forbid you get into a car accident and you can't work anymore. That woman's going to have to hold it down. Marriage is a partnership. And this is what's being lost because men have these egos so much that they keep saying a man has to lead. Well, life happens. And as you live life, you're going to learn that. And things go up. You could lose your job. The girl got to hold it down. She could lose her job. You got to hold it down. That's what marriage is. It's a partnership. It's about two people coming together to hold each other down. But a lot of this is being lost in this art because you, as a dating coach, are teaching men egotistical shit. And that's why I said you're not, I mean, listen, if you want to date, you're right, a dating coach. I don't see how you're ever going to last in a marriage with that mindset because life happens. There's no guarantee that God is not going to humble you where you're going to be in a position where your wife got to hold it down. So all this rhetoric about you being the leader is just bullshit. You want to find a person that you could rock out with life with, and life goes up and down. And this is why the internet has ruined so many relationships because that one piece people don't want to talk about. But I pray that you never have to experience hardship and that you can be this man to hold it down as the way you're speaking. But live a little bit longer and maybe you'll learn otherwise.
Can I respond to that or you want to keep going?
Absolutely, you could respond.
My response to that, and you might be a little surprised, I'm a lot more nuanced than you probably think. So everything you just said, there's nothing in there that I disagree with. But what I would say is how you start, right, is how you're going to finish. So from the beginning, when I hear you talk about leadership and like a woman holding it down for me and stuff, like, yeah, that's the whole thing. You would want a woman that would do that for you. Like, I'm not opposed to that. I have no ego, by the way. I have no ego.
The reason I went there and I let you talk and I got to jump in, that's not what you just said. You just said that a woman that does that means the woman's leading the relationship. And I will never let a woman lead the relationship. So that's why that's not true because a man could lead. I'm going to give you an example of what I'm thinking of. One of my friends married an athlete. So he's million plus, right? When they got married, he got injured about a year and a half into their marriage. And then she had to step up. So he came in, if you want to say the leader, yeah, but then life happened. And not only did he lose his career, he lost the mindset. You know, a lot of things come with that. You know, the ego, the cheers. You didn't make it as far as you thought within your career. So you're dealing with just not money loss. But she had to step up and hold her husband down while they had to go through that phase in their marriage. So I will never agree with, I understand what you're saying as in leadership, but the people that I know that are married, they have partnerships, and sometimes different people may lead in different parts of the marriage.
Yeah. So, and again, my articulation of it, I wouldn't call that leadership, but as far as like the specifics of what you're talking about, I think all of that is fine. All I'm saying is this, plain and simple. If a guy's desire is to sleep with a woman on the second night and she says no, when we get to the bare bones of it, that is a woman being uncooperative with what the instruction that you're giving. That's as simple as what it is. And if you
hold on, pause. I want to make sure I hear you clearly. So if a man wants to have sex with a woman on the second date and she says no, you consider that uncooperative?
Yeah, because he gave her an instruction. She said no. That's what that is.
On the second date, whatever it may be, you feel as though a woman should at that moment, if he desires. Now, second date, she's not his girlfriend. She probably doesn't know what they're doing on the second date. She should be willing to have sex with him.
So this is where the overlap comes in, like the conflating what I'm saying, because what I'm saying is different than what you probably ever heard. So let me say this. No, I got you. I'm about to answer you. She does not have to do anything she doesn't want to do. What I'm telling the guy is she did not want to do what you wanted to do. Walk away. That's all I'm saying. She can do whatever she wants. I don't care about it if a woman don't want to do it.
So you're saying on a second date, if a guy wants to have sex and the woman says no, you know, you agree with her right to say no, but you are telling the guy as a dating coach to leave that woman.
Absolutely.
Well, now I understand why men are the way they are, because they got people like you they going to.
Well, they need to come over here more, because that's not why they are the way they are right now. They the way they are because they doing what you saying. So a woman to tell them no, and they keep chasing.
I want to be clear, and I'm not a married woman, so I want to say that I'm not a married woman. That's why I'm talking about, and that's why I've learned in this scenario, the married men, I'm talking about, they just don't talk like this. I'm just being honest. The married men that I know have been married for years, successful men, all of them told me that their wives didn't give it up to them right away. And that's actually
Whew.
what made, and that's
Sheesh.
actually, hold on, that's actually what made her different because they were so used to the women that you slept with in the 7 months, seven women in 1 month that just gave it up. So to them, it's like, okay, this girl has a different set of standards for herself. She's just not as easy because on the flip side, some men look at women like that. Oh, I'm not going to wipe you up. You give it up to me on the second date. That means you might give it to somebody else on the second date.
That's
Now, can you get, but here's the deal. Can you get, do have one night stands turn into marriage? Absolutely. So that can be possible too. But I'm just thinking of, I got to go by real life examples of the men that I know are married and still married and
so
successful. They didn't have sex with their wives fast.
okay. So first thing I'll say, like I said before, money is not a metric of being like a real man for me whatsoever.
So what's
The
the
second,
measure of a real man
I,
to you? I'm
I,
just curious.
I'm gonna answer that. I just want to say this real quick before I forget, because off of what you said, the second thing off of what you said, those guys that most men are weak. Like I would say 95% of men are beta males and simps, most of them. So just because you in a long lasting marriage does not mean it's set up in the order that it's supposed to be according to like the divine nature of God. So a lot of those dudes that you're talking about, they're still submitting to their wives. Their women are in charge of them. And the second thing I want to, and the third thing I want to,
So explain to me how their woman. So let me ask you this, because I'm gonna just use somebody. I think we will all agree LeBron James is very successful, right?
yeah.
He's on record saying there's no way he could be as successful without his wife Savannah. So do you consider him a weak man?
No, that don't make him weak. It's nothing wrong with appreciating your woman. I'm talking about you saying that the guys you're talking about, their
I'm talking
wives
about,
made
but
them.
they would say, but they say, hold on, they say the same exact thing LeBron James says. I just used him
Yeah, yeah.
as an example because we
No, it's
all
nothing wrong with saying that. That's not what I'm
okay.
talking
So
about.
that's
It's the
what I'm
point.
talking
It's the
about.
part.
These are, but LeBron James, hold on, LeBron James literally falls into the category of what I'm speaking of. He is on a record of saying he would not be where he is without his wife Savannah. He's on record saying this. So how does it not apply to LeBron James, but every other guy I'm talking about who literally has said the
Yeah.
same thing? I'm confused.
So I got you. So it's not that rhetoric. Like them saying that in itself is not bad. Right? There's nothing wrong with that. I have no problem with that. The part that I'm highlighting that we're focusing on that I don't want you to skip over is where you just said the men you're talking about. I don't know LeBron James' situation with how he slept with what's her name, Savannah or whatever. Uh, when you talking about the guys that you saying that their wives made them wait. So as soon as I hear that, I know that they submitted to her on her timeline. You see what I'm saying? They gave her an instruction. They wanted something. She did not want to do it, which is fine. Like I said, a woman has that right. But what I'm saying is the fact that he kept going, now he's chasing a woman. He submitted to her on her timeline to get the box. So he's a submissive man. And those dudes are confused. So those are the same guys that will say that they want submissive women, right? So I don't agree with the rhetoric where you said a guy will sleep with a woman and say, "Oh, she gave it up to me fast. She must have did this for everybody." That's a weak way of thinking. If a woman don't submit to me and sleep with me when I'm saying whether it's the third date, fourth date, first date, I'm discarding her because she's uncooperative. So for me, those guys, they reward women who disobey them and they submit to them. For me, I give girls place in my life that sleep with me the first night. You're not no thought because of that. That's good. The girls that tell me I'm not that type of girl, I know she a liar because she did it with somebody else and she's just trying to do that to me. So why would
Well,
I
I want to
submit to
say
her?
this. For your experience, that's fine. But there's a lot of good, beautiful women who do not have sex on the first date. So don't say every woman. You can say women that you have come across, and that's what you attract. So that's fine. I'm not here to judge. I can't talk about. I'm only gonna for a second. I'm only gonna use celebrities because we all know celebrities. So FYI, okay. I don't know the timeline of LeBron James and Savannah James, so we'll move forward. So, but we do know Russell Wilson and Sierra did not have sex right away. So, to you, Russell Wilson is a weak man.
Yeah, he's a beta male, 100%.
Well, I think women, you should all want beta males because
No,
if
no, they
Russell,
should.
hold on, pause. If Russell Wilson, a man who is a family man, very, very successful, has no problem making his wife feel appreciated and loved because she brought, I want to say, three of his children into this world. Ladies, just start praying for beta men. I don't care what you call the adjective to be. But any man that thinks Russell Wilson is less than is the type of man you should not want to date. That's a sad guy. Because that's the type of man that most men should strive to be like. There is nothing, this man is a whole and family guy. Like married to the woman that brought his children into the world, but yet and still, he's a beta man. So you think Future is probably better than Russell Wilson, do you?
Yeah.
Future, who has, okay, so you, in your mind, Future is a better man than Russell Wilson.
In the context with Sierra, not the whole.
I'm asking you because you call Russell Wilson a beta man. So you think
he with Sierra, he's been a beta male. He submitted to her, so she runs the relationship.
I'm asking you about men right now because you say men are. I do want to wrap you up. Okay, did you hear my question of I'm talking about men and period. So you think Future is a better man than Russell Wilson?
I don't know Russell Wilson or Future as a man to answer that. I can only go off the context of the situation.
Well, hold on. You don't know the men that I know, and you call them weak. So how come these men are more famous? You can make more. You can make more assessment for the famous guy.
No, I know because you said that they followed the woman's timeline to get the box. They submitted to her, so I know.
Okay, well we know. Hold on, pause. So we know that Russell Wilson followed Sierra's timeline, and we know Future did not. So that being said, you have that information on both. So do you have a higher regard for Future over Russell Wilson?
In the context of that situation, 100%, yes.
So a man that married a woman that had his children is less of a man than a man that has 8 children by different women all around the world. You as a dating coach are saying that you have a higher regard for Future over Russell Wilson.
And that's you're conflating two things.
I'm not conflating anything. I'm asking you clear questions. It's hilarious. It's hilarious.
We're talking about the scenario with Sierra. It's
not about Sierra. No. You talked earlier. You were judging men, saying how they were following women, and that these are weak men that go by a woman's timeline. These are the things that you said.
Yeah, that's Russell Wilson. He's a beta male. Yes, he is.
Okay, so you would teach more men to be like Future over Russell Wilson.
In the context of that scenario, 100%, yes.
So so we got to give all the context of the scenario. Future also has 8 children by different women. What's your thoughts on that? By going by your teaching.
There's nothing wrong with having 8 children by different women.
Well, this is so funny to me. This is literally funny. It's literally funny. It explains the current state of how men date. And, hey, I mean, it is what it is. It's hilarious to me that you would actually have
or no?
It's hilarious that you think there's nothing wrong with having 8 kids by 8 women, and you would put them on a higher regard than a man who is building a house and a home for his family. But hey, I mean, that explains it all. I mean, it literally explains it all to me. It explains it all. All right, I think we had to go. I mean, it went out, but some of these questions
we could just answer the questions because we keep going on. If you're okay with that, I'm being respectful of the platform, but if you want to,
I run this over here, boo.
Yeah, of course, 100%. Yeah, this you.
So you just sit back and enjoy the questions that come to you.
Yes, ma'am.
There are some questions that went out because the thing went out, but they're on my phone. So Muscle March Fitness says, DM, God said, get that ninja off the show. Oh, that's when we went out. I'm going to try to read them from my phone. They're not all there. Okay, D Green says, he doesn't live up to that name. He's far from sexually disciplined, then has the nerve to speak on God. Matthew 26:41, watch and pray so that you will not fall into temptation. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak.
Is that a man or a woman that said that?
That was a woman.
Yeah, I mean, look, I probably wouldn't even smash her. So if she's saying talking discipline, I wouldn't even give her nothing.
Okay. Coffee Killer said, the beta males are every female's friend zone list. If a woman wants a submissive man, check your inbox. So a Coffee Killer might be agreeing with you.
No, that's facts.
Shay, Russell over Future. Next. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I had to laugh because the fact that you honestly think a man that has 8 children, some that he won't even claim, some that he won't even be in their lives, has a higher regard to a man that actually is doing all that he can to keep his family together and showing a black successful family, that is just laughable to me. Like, but I mean, but it explains it all, but it's very laughable to me.
If I'll say this, if I was Sierra's age and I done been ran through by guys like Future, I congratulate her. If I was her, I would have tried to get a Russell Wilson too. You get to control the relationship, you get money, you get all the praise. I mean, that's almost like the sprinkle
But
girl
honey, what
fantasy. I
is
would
it?
do
Okay,
it.
there's been so I feel like there's so much ego talk in this control, control, control. Why is it control if a man is looking for a woman that has certain characteristics that he can build a life with? Like Russell Wilson talked about, when he's looking for his wife, he was looking at when his father was dying and how his mother was by his father's side during these moments of a man who can't do anything because he's literally dying. But because he chose the right woman to have a life with, she was there. So those are things that was really important for him. And those things kind of have to be vetted via character. So it's just, I mean, you have to be who you are, but it's just laughable to me that to you, you just put that as a beta male opposed to a man who is seeking a life partner that is going to be loyal to their situation. But I mean,
No, he's loyal to her situation. I would bet pretty much everything I have, which is probably a lot more than the people in this chat, that Russell Wilson is miserable.
baby, how much money you got in the bank? Because you keep thinking you so rich, honey.
I don't think I'm so rich. I don't think
Because
I'm
no,
so rich.
well, you just said something about you probably got more than the people watching. You don't know who. I'm trying to be real kind with you. You don't know what these people got in the bank, and I'm not saying that you're not successful. I know you can be successful on the internet, but you talking so big talk like you got tens of millions of dollars in the bank, and if you do,
I
I
don't.
would be surprised. Okay, so please calm down with the income bracket because I don't think you matching everybody, honey.
That's
And
fine.
that's
That's
giving you
fine. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
I'm
so you
good
don't
with
gotta
that.
do no slide. I got more than everybody watching. I don't know if that's the truth.
To be fair, I said probably, but yeah.
And then also earlier, I don't know how money got back into it because you said you don't use money to rate anything.
Yeah, that's just me. Just being boisterous as a human. But
Okay.
I got you. I'm with you. I'll tone it down.
Stacey Bay said, "So are you forcing women to have sex with you? Are they even into it? Sounds like they're just laying there."
No, any girl that sleep with me, I mean, they can't get enough. It's amazing, and I don't make nobody do nothing. I just tell them what I want to do. If you don't want to do it, that's fine. I'm gonna go leave the date, and you can go home. And the girls that want to do it, they do it. Like I'm all. See, people gonna get me wrong. I'm all for female autonomy, freedom of choice, feminism, all of that. I would give women a lot of the same advice I'm talking about on this perspective of men right now. Like I don't think there's nothing wrong with women sleeping around and discarding guys if they want to do that. I don't think that's bad. But go ahead.
One thing I will give you that although I disagree, I appreciate your honesty, right? So you're being honest, you're not lying. I don't think you have a hard time. I think I host, like I said, I host a dating show. So I already know what it is. And you have a lot of the aesthetics that women say they want. You tall, even though they always talk about dark skinned men, they date light skinned men too. They do that. I mean, I know. So I think you are attractive enough that you are not convincing, and you don't gotta like convince her girl to sleep with you. She wants to sleep
Yeah, I
with you.
don't
She
do
wants to
that.
sleep with you. So I'll give you that. I do. Okay, I do have to move on, but all these, I was looking at the questions from before that went away. Um, I think this might be new. Let me see. Let's see what we have right here. Christina Small said it takes at least 3 months for HIV to be detected. HIV has skyrocketed. Chris Coca on the app. Oh, that's her name on the app. Do you ever think about those concerns of, I know you say you're being safe with using condoms, but things can happen. Like, do you ever wonder about that? Are you requiring them to take STD tests before you have sex with them?
Yeah, yeah, I do.
But how? That's impossible.
But
You tell
not.
them to
I was.
check the
Yeah, I was
date.
going. Yeah, I was going to say if okay, so it just depends on the scenario. But just to keep it real simple, if it's like a one-off thing, I'm very meticulous with the certain questions that I ask. Like I have a very detailed vetting process for casual hookups, for long term, and I'm pretty much impenetrable. Like nothing's gonna happen to me. I know all the risk I'm taking. I know how to protect myself from it, and I know exactly what type of women I'm dealing with because I done did this over and over and over again. So I know exactly, you know what I'm saying, what I'm vetting for when it comes to sleeping with somebody.
So to be clear, because the only way you're going to really know this is if they've taken a test and they show you the paperwork. I highly doubt that's what you require. I
No, I
highly
don't. I
doubt.
don't do it every time. No, I'm with you. I don't do it every time. If it depends. So I have two ways I bet. If it's casual, like a quick hookup, there's a certain thing I do there. If it's somebody that's going to be more consistent, like I'm going to see, even if it's just like a FWB type of situation, I'm going to see you consistently. Those are the girls I get tested. If it's just like a one-off, then as long
But you
as you
could get
pass
it, but you
certain.
know, one off, you can still
No,
contract
no,
something.
I'm aware, but I'm telling you that I'm not. I ain't got nothing. I done been with over 60 women. I ain't never got nothing.
You've been with 6 women?
I said 60, over 60, 60.
Okay. All right. I don't even know where my questions were. Let me go back. Let's wrap up this whole interview so we could at least do that. I think you did the Kendra Cam. Okay, we got to this is how we got here because you had a sex on Thursday. Okay, so it's the 3 flaws. What are 3 flaws you have to work on?
I could probably be more attentive just in like conversation. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I got ADHD, like I'm diagnosed, so sometimes my brain just drift off. And I found that in my marriage or different relationships, that can be a problem. So that's something I try to actively work on. Like I'm in therapy for stuff like that.
Okay. You have 2 more flaws?
Uh, Another flaw, like in relationships or just in general?
Relationships in particular.
Okay. Um, Nah, that's really it. I mean, I'm pretty honest. I feel like I do everything pretty much right. Like I don't do anything wrong by any women I deal with. I'm very nice and considerate, and I do good things for the women that do good by me. I very much believe in the philosophy of you got to give to get. You know, so
Really? You have to give? Okay. So I have an outside question. So you talked earlier, if a guy wants to have sex on a second date and the woman says no, she has the right to say no, but she's uncooperative, and you suggest he leaves her.
yes, yeah.
So do you think if a woman ever says no to a man in any scenario, she's being uncooperative and the man should leave?
From I would say this for most things that happen in the very beginning, I would say yes, but there is some nuance to it. Like, if you are asking a woman to do something that's extreme, I would say it's a sign of high self-esteem and confidence if the woman told you no,
Give me
because
an example of that though, because I would think
okay,
having sex on a second date is extreme. So what would be an example of something extreme?
okay, so like, if you just met a girl, right, and you told her to give you $300, this your first date or second date, right, and she said no, I would tell the guy that the level of cooperation that you're looking for from the woman, you would have to match her in your provision. So it's kind of like I told you, I run everything like a job. So it's like, if you got somebody that's you paying a minimum wage and they just like a on the floor worker, you can't have them doing managerial type of responsibilities with no extra pay, no change in title, no upgrade in benefits and position, and expect them to do it. You see what I'm saying? So that's basically what I'm saying. You can't give a woman instruction to do wife duties, taking care of your house and things like this, but you're not taking care of her. You're not giving to her as a husband. It would have to be, you got to give to get. You know what I'm saying? But telling the girl to show up on a date, for example, at a certain time, wear a certain thing, if you want her to come back to your spot, things like this, that's very normal in the beginning. If she don't do those things, you don't get 100% cooperation and like the typical basics, then yeah, she got to go.
I agree with being on the date on time if y'all agree to meet each other opposed to you picking her up. But I'm trying to listen. So you're saying, well, if it's an event, like let's say it's a black tie event and it's like, okay, we're dressed, we're going to a black tie event. But let's say it's not that type of event. You're saying he should be able to pick out her outfit?
Yeah, if you give her like a light instruction, like the girl I'm about to meet and I do gotta go soon myself. Well, I'll be there about 12. That's because we meet at the bar. But I told her to wear a certain green dress because she sent me some pictures, and I said I like that one. I was like, wear that when I go. She was just like, okay, yeah. Like I see consistently between women that's fine. Like that's nothing that deep. So if she can't do that, like if I show up on this date and that girl wearing something different, I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm gonna still talk with her, have my drink because I'm a man of my word. I said we gonna have a drink. After the drink, I'm gonna say, I hope you have a good night, and it was nice meeting you, and I'm never gonna talk to her again because she don't cooperate. She can't follow instruction.
So she doesn't wear the dress you suggested for her to wear when you go see her. It will be the last time you see her.
Yeah, absolutely. Unless she says, because what a woman will do when they're interested is she's gonna say, "Hey, I didn't wear that dress because of XYZ actual reason." She's not just not, you know what I'm saying? She would say something about it. So if she did that, like, oh, it got messed up, it was dirty or something, that makes sense because I'm not irrational. But I'm talking about just not following instruction, resisting following my lead of where I'm trying to get it to go. I'll end the day quick. I'll go on a date with a girl, and if I tell her to come sit closer to me and she don't do that, I'm gonna end the day. Like I ain't gonna end it right there. Like get all mad. I'm not mad about nothing. That's her right. Nobody can make me angry. Like I'm fine. I'm always at peace. I just know that. Oh yeah, if you can't listen on the small level, down the line trying to be my wife, like the stuff you was talking about holding it down. I know she can't do that. She can't even listen to this. Why would I keep her around?
I mean, I don't want to do any more debates, right? So it is what it is. But it almost seems like your opinion or your instructions have to be followed. If she has, I don't know, that's what it sounds like. So
yeah, it does. It does.
But a woman can have a better thought than you. And if you're unwilling to listen to her better thought because you have to be in control, that's not a teammate, that's a dictatorship. So we're not talking about the same things in that way of holding somebody down, because you can pick a woman that follows everything you say, and then if something happens to you, she don't know how to lead because that ain't the kind of woman you picked. You picked the woman that has to have you do everything. So what happens when she got to figure it out?
So just to answer that, like I told you, I'm very rational. So like but this is my thing. A woman has to. So most dudes are in the mindset they trying to do things to get women. Most guys think game is about getting women. I teach the opposite of that. Game is about having an effective game plan to get what you want. So I put women in position to do things to get me. Now, once you get into a spot, you've been consistent, 3 to 6 months, then at that point, you've earned the right to make suggestions and tell me stuff. And I'm not a type of guy that's like, oh, you told me to do that. Oh, I'm submitting to her now. Nah, if you've been around for 6 months following my program and you tell me something that's beneficial, I'll listen to what you're saying. I'm not a dummy. You see what I'm saying? But a girl that I just met, I don't owe her no right to listen to what she's saying. I said I want to go to this place at this time. If a girl make another suggestion on where we gonna go or what we gonna do, I'm never gonna talk to her again. That's just what it is. You got to earn the right to make suggestions in my life because I already got my life is good as it is. I'm looking for somebody to add on and be a helpmate to what I got going. So
well, let me jump in.
Has
you
to follow
also
my
said,
program.
Okay, but what if there's a woman that's further along than you in what you do? Because you say you want a woman that you could create content with, right? So let's say she got better connections than you. She's been doing it longer, more followers. So her suggestion can lead y'all into a better situation. But you're already saying you're unwilling to take her suggestion because it's her suggestion. You literally just said this. If she's not doing what you want to do, you're not doing it. That's literally what you just said.
So you got to hear what I'm saying, Miss Kendra. I got you. I promise. So this the thing. That is so for my life, right? Being a content creator and the stuff you're saying, that is my program. So what that woman would be doing in the scenario you gave is she's giving me a suggestion, right? That's helping my program. That's still under my leadership because I told her, right, that I'm trying to build XYZ with content and things like this. So she's giving me a suggestion that follows after what I'm on, right? But now if I met some girl and I'm telling her my diet is good, and she's over here trying to tell me what to do when it comes to diet, and I'm not asking for help, or let's say I don't even care about diet, then I'm not gonna listen to what she's saying. Because now that's going outside of my purpose and my program that's for me. So as long as it falls under that umbrella, then we good. But to be honest, yeah.
Well, we'll wrap it up. Why would a woman, this is the last question, honey. Why would a woman be lucky to be with you?
I mean, that's just like, I feel like that question answers itself, but for the purpose of it, I'll answer it. I mean, I could talk about external things and stuff like that, like most guys do that talk about high value. I got all that. I don't care about that. What I say is this: my internal value, my mindset, the way I think, the way I move. A woman submitting to me and following after me, that'll be the best decision she made. Even girls that I don't deal with now, they always come back talking about how I elevated them in their mindset and their lifestyle and things that they do. It's a lot more to just the sex part. We focused on that one a lot, but with me, everything is elevation across the board. So even girls that don't stick with me, I make them better for the next dude they deal with. I don't ghost girls. I tell women why things don't work out, you know what I'm saying? And they come back and I had a girl not that long ago come back. She got a boyfriend and she told me that the advice that I gave her helped her with that guy. Now, actually, I ain't gonna say that. Well, no, it ain't her name. She still was trying to cheat, but that's just that's another thing. But my whole point is, I help women. So if you experience me, whether it's short term or long term, it's gonna benefit you more than reading probably 100 books.
Okay. All right. Well, the time has come. We had a great dialogue. So, excuse me. Are you on the Kendra G Singles dating app?
No, ma'am, but I will get on there. I only got on here today because my mother watches you a lot, and she sent me the link. I didn't. Yeah, I've
Okay.
known who you
What would
were,
your
but
name
yeah,
be on the app, sir?
probably Y&D, Young and Disciplined, or just D.
D. Okay. All right. Well, download the dating app, Kendra G Singles, on your iPhone or your Android phone. Create your profile. Listen, I disagree with you on a lot of things, but one thing I would give you, any woman that dates you, she has the full book on you. So one thing a woman can't say is she didn't know what she was getting into. So
Absolutely. Which is
there
what
you
she
have
won't be
it.
able to say with 99% of dudes, because most dudes lie. So that's just the truth.
Okay, there's truth to that too. I'm gonna give you that point. A lot of men do lie in order to keep women around. So I'm not gonna disagree with you there. So the one thing I'm gonna give you is any woman that reaches out to you knows exactly who you are. So we'll leave it at that.
And she has the freedom of choice.
Yeah, I mean, if she reached out to you, she did it knowing that. So create your profile. Have a good day tonight.
Thank you.
All right. Oh boy, if you want D, find him right now on the Kendra G Singles dating app. His name is Young and Disciplined YND. Young and Disciplined YND. Ladies, if you want him, find him right now on the Kendra G Singles dating app. All new and improved Kendra G Singles dating app is available now on iPhones and Android phones. Just go to your Apple Store or your Google Play Store and download the brand new Kendra G Singles dating app now.